Hello, this is Follow
Hello.
Everton. Welcome. This is a positive Yan and a optimistic Aussie Chris. We're we are watching the content that is going to be live at Molineux. So, in the Midlands today, Everton have had 2 wins in a week. Wolverhampton got off the win, got on to winning ways, beating a struggling West Ham pretty late, 3-2. We've got about 5 minutes before kickoff, maybe a little bit less than that. What we'll do quickly is go through the lineups and get Yan your opinions on the starting lineup. So we've got Pickford, O'Brien. Oh, you can talk to it if you like.
Yeah. Good. Hello there, Chris. Yeah.
Hello.
It's good to be back. It's good to see the Blues in top form. And to be honest, I'm eager about this starting lineup because we've got Dewsbury-Hall and Ndiaye, Grealish. Beto is with the kind of right supply behind him, and with that transition and the ability to retain possession and apply consistent pressure. I'm excited to see maybe the increase in quality of supply to Beto. Maybe he might stick one home because he did get a goal. Whether it was offside or not in the build-up, who knows? Look, we've got Mykolenko back. We're not quite seeing Asnu, and we've got. Is it O'Brien at right back then?
Almost
He's
certainly.
done okay. Yeah. You just hope that it's covered. Garner's. I don't know what to say. It's not perfect, but it's been working well. So I'm excited.
For right now, this is about as strong a squad as we can have. We don't have a full right back. As long as O'Brien isn't caught trying to go too far advanced to help on that right-hand side, we have depth at the back. We don't have Branthwaite. But outside of that, evening, Darren, we have about the best squad that we could have from our current lineup.
Yeah.
I'm not fully fledged on the Wolves side. They don't have Cunha anymore.
It's three,
but they have
3-4-3,
a guy called Statshukua, and then Bueno, Agbadu, and Totti. They usually play a back five. And they have Bueno and this Chachua on the right side. Gomez, I think it's João Gomez, is along with Andre, and then they have Minetzi and Arias, who are going to be playing inside forwards or inside wingers, let's say.
It is like
that are
a
going to tuck in
5-2-3 or 3-4-3. He's trying to go for a tactical.
Yeah. If they have an attacking triangle, they are the left and right sides behind Wang.
Wang
and then Wang Hee-chan. Thank you. Yeah. I was like, the sequence of it. Bellegarde has been quite an impactful player for them, and then Doherty you'll see a lot. And Kaladzic from a couple of years ago, you remember him scoring a late winner at Goodison, a tall, lanky figure. So he could be impactful late, but I think that's really what we're looking at.
I was just going to touch on the fact that, I don't want to be, but I'm going to be anyway. I'm just going to go out and say it. Vitor Pereira and a couple of, is this going to be one of those where they discuss it in the light of, because they always need to have a narrative on TV, don't they? It's like, before Moyes came back and steadied the ship at Everton, they were talking of flirtations with Vitor Pereira.
Yeah, well, there's always something. In terms of the timing here, so I'm watching off Stan, and it looks like we're getting pretty close to kickoff. In terms of the game here, they're showing James Garner hanging out with, I'll get the different banners going along, but the match officials, we have Michael Oliver and one of our worrisome compatriots, Craig Pawson, on VAR. So hopefully he doesn't make his brand on the match too much. But
yes, I can hear chance of you'll get none.
Well, hopefully, unlike the Fulham-Chelsea match, which ended 2-0, the VAR and the refereeing decisions that are 50-50 don't just conveniently go against the Blues this time. But yeah, I'm right about it.
Was there some controversy?
So it just kicked off.
Not quite.
Yeah, anyway, so the game's kicked off. A long ball basically goes straight away to Wolves. They recover, though, and they give it a nice easy long ball back to Everton, but it was already an offside by Wang, and Michael Keane's going to take the corresponding free kick. So here at about 25 seconds, Pickford does a little 1-2 with Michael Keane, goes out wide to Mykolenko. A little bit sluggish on going down the line, but was able to get a throw in out of it. So we're starting again. So looking down the line here, I'm at about 44 seconds. Little 1-2 with Mykolenko and James Garner coming in short. Michael Keane playing the left centre back spot. Does a little chip to Beto, does well handling it. One touch to Ndiaye, now out wide to O'Brien, who's coming looking for options, finds Ndiaye, doesn't use him, does in the end. Looks left, looks right, tries to take him on, goes back to to James Garner, actually, with a cross a little bit too heavy for Beto, but a really promising start there. All right.
Not much else is happening. Games are kicking off around the country. Spurs, Bournemouth.
Oh, yes. And the one result that has happened is the Chelsea Fulham, as we said. So it was a João Pedro goal and then a penalty for Enzo.
Let's not forget about QPR 3, Charlton 1.
Okay, we can talk about all the football leagues. Do we want to include like Italy? Do we want to go into like the Albanian league? Where do you want to go with this?
I mean, do I want to go into the Albanian league? You're sounding like I'm going out on loan on Football Manager or something.
No, that's how Ryan wants us to get a left back. But let's leave that for now. So we're back on the Wolves Everton match. Totti goes out to the left wing back here, and Ndiaye's doing a really good job chasing. Makes him come back to Totti, looking for passing options. Welcome back to Emma. So they're doing a little bit of switching between their back three. Everton are pressing in a 4-4-2. Grealish was cutting in off the left, and now they're pressing Wolves back. So playing a pretty high block, Jan, so far. Yeah. All right. So Wolves are coming out on the left-hand side now and taking a shot from far out, but Pickford has it. But comfortably handled. So we're going to start again.
And are they trying to play sort of possession or? Because, the thing is, I think it's rather telling about how an opposition views us, because we've been happy to sit back. But if we're showing intent to retain possession, then teams might be more inclined to try to play more counter-attacking football, smash and grab.
Yeah, it's hard to tell so far. I think because Everton are playing a little bit more possession, but they're also not truly afraid of Wolves, where they're willing to play a little bit higher. And from a pressing perspective, they're actually a little bit further up the pitch. So Grealish is on it, cuts in, goes back to James Garner. Everton have quite a few players further advanced now. O'Brien's going out to Ndiaye, has Dewsbury-Hall inside, doesn't choose to take him though, wants to do a little take on, gets challenged by number 3, but goes basically through the middle there, goes to Garnagay, has Mykolenko, but no success there. Switches to Michael Keane, who does another crossfield pass, a little heavy, but O'Brien's able to win the header, but not much more. So there was a little a poor clearance from Wolves, goes to James Garner to Garnagay. Grealish now on it, looking for a passing option. Has Garner, does he shoot onto his left? Finds Grealish again, overlapping run to Mykolenko. Does cross in, but blocked by 2 Wolves defenders, and it's a corner kick.
And just to let everybody know, there has been... what? What's not good? What's never good?
Oh, Peter broke his hand, it looks like.
Oh, sorry. That seemed very dismissive. I'm very sorry to hear that, Peter. But just to let everybody else know, it might be due to the surprise of hearing that there has been an early goal in the Tottenham stadium. Any guesses as to who has scored? Any
Do
guesses?
I want to take a bite out of that cherry?
Absolutely. Well, it might not be who you think. It's Evan Nielsen. It's 1-0 to Bournemouth.
He's on my FPL squad. Let's go. He finally struck in. So the corner for Everton was going to the back post. Well cleared by Sarr. Ndiaye with the second chance. Beto going up. Doesn't get to it, but well covered by James Garner on the back post. Finds Dewsbury-Hall now with a passing option. Back to James Garner. Finds Ndiaye on that left-hand side. Switches to now to Mykolenko, who's just right of center. Grealish is on the right from that corner play setup. He's trying to take on 2, take on 3, decides not to shoot, goes back to Garner. It's a very tight, congested box right now. No one willing to take the cross on. Dewsbury-Hall teaming up with James Garner. Bit of a heavy touch, but Ndiaye doing well to keep hold of it. Takes on 1, takes on 2, looking for a passing option. Finds Mykolenko back in the center here. Across to the back post. Does he find him? Yes, he finds James Garner. And Beto! Oh, is that Beto? Yes, it is. It's 1-0. And what's that? Do we want to get rid of Beto or do we want him to score goals, Everton? Right here. Credit to him. You can see he's pumped now. It's Everton 1, Wolves 0. I'm sure they're going to do a replay of that, but it was a well-weighted cross to the back post. James Garner was there. Nods it to Beto. That's lovely. I'm so happy for him. So they're showing this now. They're showing Ndiaye coming to the middle. Mykolenko going to the back post. A really well weighted cross to the back post. And it was they're going to check for offside here, but it appears pretty comfortably that Beto was about a half body behind James Garner. So this should be a comfortable goal for Everton and 1-0. No assist. The assist will be from James Garner's head on the back post, I believe. Prince Rupert. For a second there, I thought it was Michael Keane because he timed his. He went right through at the same time, but it looks like Beto was able to kind of lean and flick to it on his right hand side. So,
anything questionable or contentious going on?
I don't think so. I really don't think this should be contentious. They're gonna look for everything, and I mean, with VAR, that is, you have the resources. They should do it. But if there really isn't anything, this is more. Well, we need late stage drama. We need football to be entertaining. This to me is a very clear cut. No reason. Was it the assist from Grealish? I thought. Okay, so maybe it wasn't James Garner. So I'll stand corrected. It was Grealish on the back post then, who won that header. But look at that. If that is truly the case, that is 3 assists for Grealish in a match and 2.5 matches, huh? Well, at this point, basically 180 minutes of football in the Premier League. He's got 3 assists for Everton. It's amazing. Last season, he had 2. Oh, sorry, 10. I'm getting my stats. Do you remember, Yen, how many Grealish had at Villa, for example, in a whole season? Like 10?
1 last year. Oh, no. No. He got like 13 or something 1 year and then 20 something. I don't know. He did rather well. But then, and he was getting reasonable numbers for a first year or 2 at City, I think. And then they just dropped to. So he's had more in the last 2 games than he had in 2 years at City.
Yeah, love it. So it was Grealish. Yeah, and then so apologies on me getting the names wrong here. It was when you're looking on an iPad trying to look off the screen, it's a little bit tricky to exactly figure out which player it is.
Or a commentary was that Mykolenko, about 30 yards out, looped it into the sort of left-hand edge of the box. Grealish was there. He headed it. Grealish was there about 7-8 yards out. He headed it across goal. Keane and Beto leapt for it, and Beto's got his head to it and just dinked it down into the goal.
Yep.
Oh no!
Exactly. a well-weighted cross, and we talk about, and you'll hear a lot of flack for Mykolenko, but you know what? That was a well-weighted cross. He was out of position for him, playing central, and he crossed it to the back post, well-weighted. Grealish knew exactly what to do, and nodded it to Beto, who was in the right spot. So really positive here. And yeah, early stages, but worth the money. Absolutely.
So that's just reminded me. I tried to book a taxi, an Uber, to get to the other day. I was in a bit of a rush because the bus wasn't turning up, and now I'm wondering whether it ever refunded because I cancelled it, and I'm just curious. It's still a pending transaction from ages ago. Bullshit. Sorry.
Man, did you get it? Did we? Oh. Hopefully, it doesn't take too much longer to process. But yeah, when you have pending fees, it can be a stressful situation. Yeah,
Sorry.
where are we at now? All right, so back on the match, Michael Keane did pretty well there, winning another kind of lazy long ball out from the back. So Everton are doing a really good job pressing quite high up the pitch and forcing long balls and turnovers, and leading to Everton opportunities through here in the midfield. So James Garner wins the ball back here and goes back to Jake O'Brien, who's going to be testing Pickford on his right foot, but does well. And Ndiaye does a little karate kick towards Dewsbury-Hall, but can't do enough with it. So it's going to be back with the Wolves centre halves here. And Wolves trying to build up from the back. But again, Everton are playing quite a high line, a high pressing setup here with Garner, Gage, Dewsbury-Hall, and Beto. So a lot of pressure on Wolves to kind of force early giveaways. A bit of a risky ball there from Pickford, and James Garner takes no risk on it and knocks it out of bounds, going to the left touchline. But even there, that's a good piece of awareness from James Garner. He's not just he's not taking a risk and giving the ball away. If in doubt, just knock it out to the touchline and give Wolves the ball in a less opportune area. So credit to him. All right, so Everton won the result of the poor throw in from Wolves, but cleared it back to Wolves again. So they're going to start with their flat back three here. Everton are playing a little bit deeper, probably more of a mid block. Dewsbury-Hall and Garner again playing pretty high with Beto. Grealish doing a really good job chasing and forcing a turnover with his effective press in there. So it's going to be back with Pickford, who's trying to force Everton to go long quickly. A long kicked ball towards Beto, does a good job shielding, but looks like the Wolves played it just enough to get a chest to it and keep in possession. So back in Wolves' hands, back with their back three, playing through the middle now. Ndiaye did well though. Yep, under pressure. Mykolenko goes out wide to Grealish, holds on, takes on two. Back to Ndiaye. Back to Grealish. Not too much going on, so he's got a couple options back in the pocket on his left. Ndiaye is that one, so we're going to switch it to Michael Keane now, and back to Pickford. So not taking too many risks, but Wolves have been shutting down that left side and put a lot of numbers to block Grealish's impact at the moment. So we'll see what Everton do next. Michael Keane coming in, looking for a short passing option to Beto, who presented. So did a 1-2 right back to Michael Keane, and who knocks it to Pickford and moves it very long. Beto does a really good job on the first touch here, and his second touch goes back to James Garner. A little heavy, so not exactly a forward option or movement here, but he's able to give it to Mykolenko, and Everton have it in Wolves' half. Grealish teaming up with Mykolenko, and who does Grealish go to? It goes out wide to O'Brien, who's in an advanced position, looking for a cutback. A little bit too heavy for the pass, but Grealish is anticipating it well. Looks like he's going to be taking on whoever number 38 is for Wolves. I'm struggling with the name. Sorry. is it Bellegarde? Maybe no, that's not the wrong name. Dewsbury-Hall coming out on the right side does a really poor job though, holding onto the ball. Probably going to get a yellow for that. Tripped up number 7. Was it João Gomez?
It's the player who neither of us are particularly confident about pronouncing his name.
That guy.
Yeah.
Chatshua GPT. No. That's not Chatshua. That's Arias.
38?
No, it's number 7.
Oh, number 7. Andre something.
Andre Arias.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty clear. Dewsbury-Hall made a mistake. He did the professional thing of taking him down. But it's going to be a free kick here for Wolves on 16 minutes. It's probably about 30 yards out. He's going to probably swing to the back post off his left foot. Goes deep, very deep. Tarkovsky tries to win it, but I think claiming that it was he kind of missed it and claims he didn't touch it, but I think it is correct. So it's going to be a Everton goal kick.
And so far, the sort of momentum graph has everything, or mostly in Everton's favour, especially around the goal. It's sort of swinging back in our favour now. Wolves haven't even particularly tipped it. We've quite pleasingly had 55% possession. Yeah, it's looking all right.
So what Peter's noticing, I think his observation is a little late because I've seen Ndiaye actually wear this for the entire last season. Sometimes he wore like all black leggings, but he's worn the all white kind of kit matching socks quite often. And I think it may not be as noticeable when they're not wearing the alternate blue socks like they are today. But
no, he's worn blue leggings
often wearing the full white like underleg, or like they used to be called skins. I think they're Nike Pros primarily now, but he's wearing like basically a full legging down to the ankles, and then he puts his shin pads on top. So you're seeing him wear that kind of the full legging set. Probably keeps him warm. Probably helps for compacting any sore muscles in the legs and everything else. But yeah, let me check scores. I haven't looked around the Premier League recently, but I guess it is still 0-0 for Man United and Burnley. Brentford and Sunderland, no goals. Bournemouth, as we said, is up 1-0. I suppose surprisingly at Tottenham, with Evan Nilsson scoring there. With who was the assist there? Looks like it was it Marcus Senesi? And then for Everton, we got an early goal from Beto after a quite a good cross to the back post from Vitaly Mykolenko. Grealish presenting, big body, and was able to win the header on the back post, keeping the pass onside to Beto, who had a well-timed run right there in the middle. Michael Keane was there as well, but Beto got there first. Yep. And what's it? Barzini, 13, talking about the influence of James Garner. I think he's done quite well today. I think so far Everton have looked quite strong in the first 20 minutes. There haven't been too many Wolves attacking plays or attacking motions that have really put Everton under a whole lot of pressure, honestly. Yeah, there's a couple corners and that one free kick that was more of a mistake rather than from Dewsbury-Hall rather than a Wolves effective setup that broke down Everton. So we've been looking quite confident, holding possession. We're quite happy to let Wolves. Oh, here we go. Here's a chance for Beto, shielded in. He fought. It's funny. I think Beto just fell very awkwardly rather than it looking like a foul for a free kick there.
He's got a very unpredictability to even how he runs. But I mean, what was good to see in both the Mansfield game, but especially in the Brighton game, was players, especially like Ndiaye, has always been like this, persisting with the ball and not opting to go for the easy free kick, because that hunger, that desire, and that confidence suggests, no, I want to take it on because I can see an opportunity to score here.
Yeah, and I'm thinking back to a couple years ago with famous, or not infamous, but the Damari Gray type character who would try and shield and wait for any contact and get cheap free kicks. Instead, wanting to hold possession, not rolling the dice on contact, and just holding the ball up, bringing the team with him, and falling off. Jack Grealish, of course, as we know, is doing a lot of the similar things. He's not going to do the quick change of pace or change of direction and trying to beat the man the way that Ndiaye will. But both of them, it's really nice to see two wingers. Oh, geez. I believe we are 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Wang Hee-chan is, we're talking about Everton not having any challenges defensively, and we're down, it's now even at 1-1. The word bugger comes to mind as an Australian. So they're going to show the replay here. Everton played a really high line. They went from their centre half to their right wing back, who beat, it looks like maybe Michael Keane in a wide position. Everton were pulled out, and James Tarkowski was comfortably caught out of position. It was a very early low cross, but Tarky was caught out of position and just poor, I think.
Was he?
You think he wasn't caught out of position?
I don't know. I'm just wondering if, because obviously he got a bit of flack for it, because I think it was just the sense, the tone, kind of read the room thing. Charles Stevenson posted something being a little bit critical of Tarkowski, and because obviously he opened us up for a little bit of liability in the Brighton game.
Yeah, and honestly,
and of course,
the ball was...
Do you know what was quite rather interesting, though? At no point in any of the coverage did they, and the reportage and the highlights, did they point out that Mitoma, when there was that chance and he hit the bar, that he actually handballed it?
Oh, yeah, the handball, yeah. They just made it look like Everton were lucky, and it was clearly a handball. Yeah, in the build-up. Oh, a poor back pass from Beto to Dewsbury-Hall. Wolves may have an opportunity here through the middle. Taki takes a lunge, unsuccessful, goes out wide to the Wolves number 3, goes to the back post, wins the header, but not enough power to it. So it's going to be with Pickford now. Yeah, and I think this has been one of the problems that I've felt for a while. Without Branthwaite, we are prone to these types of issues because we have to play it. We want to play a high line, but there are moments, and we got caught out there with that goal, that we weren't fast enough with a very quick, effective set of passing and good running from Wolves, and they had really well-weighted passes, and Everton got caught out with a lack of pace.
Welcome, everybody. If you've joined us recently, we are Follow Everton. We are a little bit miserable and disappointed because that was a very, very weak goal to concede, to let that ball go all the way across. And even, not that I can blame, I'm not saying because he's done fantastic, but the fact that Pickford seemed to like, it was almost as if he was like, oh, I should have gone for that, and took a step or something. I don't know. He was hesitating or dithering, as I think, who was it put it as that.
Well, I saw there was a comment about ball watching. I think Everton were completely caught by surprise because Wolves have not moved the ball that well the entire match. And for one moment, they showed that they're Premier League quality, and Everton got caught napping because Wolves haven't done that the entire match. And there's a little bit of a heated argument between, who is that? Is it? So Dewsbury-Hall pushed, what's his name? Is it João Gomez off the ball there in the middle, and they were having a bit of a fight with James Garner over it, but looks like it's calmed down. O'Brien has the throw in here, going long to Iliman Ndiaye, who does well taking on 2. He's right down by the corner flag now, coming kind of outmuscled with Totti, who's now got the ball and doing a shielding job. Falls over pretty easily, but goes to Ndiaye, goes out wide to Jack Grealish. Does he take a strike? No, he does, but it was blocked. Mykolenko with the next opportunity goes back to Grealish on the left side, who tries to take on two and tries to cut back in, but it was blocked. So it's going to be a corner kick for Everton.
Are we looking optimistic?
This is optimistic to me, Jan. We have a corner where it's quite a large-bodied penalty box, let's say, with a lot of large-bodied Wolves centre halves, and O'Brien's giving a lot of pressure to Sarr, trying to block him from having much of an influence. The corner's going to come in. It was played quite short from Ghana. Ends up with Ndiaye, who keeps possession right on the outside of the box. Off the back to Mykolenko, who's going to a back post fluff shot. Basically overhit, too soft, and goes to Sarr. And he's going to try and quickly find the Wolves striker down on the channel. And Mykolenko trying to recover in that spot, doesn't do enough with it and gives it away for a corner kick for Wolves. So now we're in a pretty tough spot where it's going to be right after Everton had a corner. Wolves with one striker on our side of the pitch basically induced a corner kick for them. So it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger coming in here. What have they done to the real James Garner? Emma's asking. He comes on and he comes off, I think it's fair to say. So a short pass from Wolves and a very close opportunity for them to make it 2-1. But they were not able to convert that opportunity. It basically needed to be a bicycle kick type of opportunity, but couldn't get around it. And it is still 1-1.
Whereas elsewhere in the Premier League, there has been a goal at Old Trafford. It's been not scored by United, but it is a goal for United. It's an own goal.
By the likes of Cullen, the captain of Burnley. We need a sound effect every time there's a goal. It's like some dramatic thing, like coming to you live from Sky Sports. There is a score change. And Jan's like, yep.
It is what it is. Yeah, United very much so. But I don't think we should be... we really shouldn't be too hubristic.
Yeah, what laurels are we resting on, basically? Yeah, we've had a couple good games. I think we did the business against Mansfield, but then again, it's nice to see us not have to play exceptional and get results.
If you can't beat teams like Mansfield or Grimsby,
who are you? All right. So
I wonder if he was working as magnets in overtime, generating electrical current, trying to get that goal. If we do this and do that and do that, then they'll get an own goal. We'll make them score an own goal.
I'm not sure I'm following you, Jan.
Oh, did you not? Have you not seen the clips of Ruben Amorim with his magnetic little tactic board?
Oh, okay.
I was just 2-0 down.
Yeah, but tactics boards and magnets are common. Anyway. So
yeah, but he was there mid-match, like
yeah. Instead of a magnet, you could have an iPad. But yeah. So in terms of the match, just to keep everyone looped in on the watch along piece, it's been a lot of long balls and unsuccessful attempts from both sides, and basically the defensive units winning these long balls and going right back to the keeper. And it's been about 2 minutes of it at the moment. We have Pickford with the ball again, who's going to roll it out to Michael Keane. Finds Vitaly Mykolenko, and we're going to build up, but a very stagnant little period here from both squads. Jack Grealish gets a touch, decides not to go forward with it, and he's found Michael Keane. James Garner presenting deep as the playmaker in the number 6. Goes out to O'Brien. Looks like he chipped it towards Ndiaye, but looked like there was a hand to it, but not called. So it's going to be a throw in to Wolves on Everton's right-hand side, a little bit past the halfway line on Everton's forward side.
So you've got a good view inside the Hill Dickinson there, Chris, by the looks of things. Did you happen to have a seat allocated?
No, I don't. But how would I get such a seat, Jan?
I don't know. I mean, presumably, although it's no guarantee these days. No, I don't know. It's made it into the news, so it's quite alarming what's going on there, really, isn't it? It's a bit.
But I would need an iPhone, it sounds like, to get into the stadium.
Don't even. Look, there are issues, absolutely, and I've really tried not to bang on about them because I don't want to be critical, but there are business decisions being made at Everton or not being made that divide the fans and the club and the staff, especially when there's money involved and it's passion, and we're already wound up or our resilience is low. And I mean, for crying out loud, teething problems, that's why we had the test events. This isn't the first football stadium to be built in the world. You can use all these metrics for scanning in and stuff they have it at college games in America, right? You could use this sort of trialing and data and ticketing suites, and it's not difficult. And it makes we're a Premier League club, and what we aspire to be is nil satis nisi optimum, and it's embarrassing.
Well, Jack Grealish nearly in on goal there. There was a really good 1-2 with him and Dewsbury-Hall, and a foot save from Sarr coming in off that left wing. So, sorry if I redirected the energy, Jan, but there was
No. We are here for the football.
We are here for the football, especially when you're trying to get a ticket at Molineux. Oh, Dewsbury-Hall in him on goal. He does a cutback and Ndiaye. 2-1. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, did you like that? What you say? He had a new one. He's like, he's got his hands ready. He had one of these in his celebration, and then he did his old helicopter.
The Newport helicopter.
Is it the Newport helicopter? Is that what it is?
Sorry, if anyone's wondering, the Newport helicopter. Yes, it's what Benji from Skindred does. Takes his top or swing the top. Yeah. Anyway, if you like that kind of music.
Okay, so for those trying to figure out what happened here, Jack Grealish and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall do a really good overlap there. Hall realizes that Grealish is doing a good job holding the ball up. And on that overlap, he does a cutback on the left, basically on the 6-yard box. And a little bit behind Beto, and Ndiaye is right there. As Beto is trying to lean on his to grab it on his left foot, isn't able to get there. But Ndiaye is on his trailing left leg, keeps just behind it enough to knock it in. So look at this. We're getting some really good goal scoring chances now, and 2 goals from Ndiaye on the right wing, Jan. Isn't that an interesting?
Oh yeah, because he came bombing it. Oh no, wait, that was Who was it who came bombing in? Was it him or Beto? No, yeah.
Yeah, when Grealish set up Ndiaye for the first goal of Everton's season at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, it was a very similar spot. Coming in on that right side with a cutback. Michael Keane taking on Wang Hee-chan and hits it almost outside the Molineux there, but Wolves have it on the left side. It's not. There's too many Jowls in this league at the moment. Jowl Gomez has it. Wolves pretty high set up, but very stagnant on their side. And yeah, Grealish is, again, very involved. He may not have got the credit for the assist, but heavily involved.
Sorry, someone got booked for celebrating, did they?
Yeah, I'll have a look. I didn't notice that. Let's see. It looks like Kieran. Oh no, I don't. I'm not sure I see it. The only yellow card I see was from Dewsbury-Hall, which was from earlier in the match. But maybe SofaScore's a bit behind on the
I don't know.
on the coverage there.
Okay. Peter was taking the pick. I mean, you never really know. It's Everton, isn't it? Because Charlie Alcaraz got a yellow for dissent or unprofessional or hamstring back when he got cynically fouled 25 yards out. And the
Yeah,
other
but
player
he did
didn't get the
this.
yellow
He
card.
did this. Oh, I want a yellow. Give me a yellow. That's always the problem.
But that shouldn't invalidate the original decision that the referee should have made. It just shows you the petulance and the small-mindedness and the immaturity of the referee that he went, I'm not going to get that. Like,
yeah. Well,
pathetic.
Irrespective of if the referee made the right or wrong call previous, no matter what's going to happen, they're going to give Alcaraz the yellow. Let's say they give him a yellow card. What if Alcaraz wins the foul and it took 20 seconds? He blew the whistle. Alcaraz is like, what? Wasn't that on me? And then all of a sudden he gets the yellow. We've got to be careful doing that kind of stuff. And I don't like the attitude of players demanding yellows, even if it should have been.
No,
Yeah.
you should. I agree with you. I absolutely. I do agree with you. But when the fact is, when they do it, doesn't matter. Fine.
It's the stubbornness of the referee to say, I'm in control of this match. And the only time they're really confident about anything is dissent.
Yeah, it's because, again...
Or when the VAR friends tell them
referees,
to look at the camera, then they're...
Yeah, there is an increased tendency now for a referee, or the increased likelihood that any given referee is one of those that dictates the match and says, respect me, not respect the game. It's basically, if you don't respect me, I'm not going to apply the laws fairly and consistently. And that's just, make the spectacle about them.
Yeah, and then you could have the Chelsea match where any 50-50 goes Chelsea's way. I'm not sure how many people watched that one prior to this.
That is what I'm on about. You're right. He shouldn't necessarily do it. But the fact that he did that doesn't invalidate the foul, which was a foul from behind, cynical, brought down. It's one of those fouls that's an automatic yellow.
Talk about a cynical foul. There was a really cynical foul on Grealish right here. He hacked his calf, and I'm not sure he's getting a yellow for it either. So they're watching here, Arias holding him, and then hacks his leg, knocks him down, and we're not even seeing a yellow for that. No, maybe we are. But that was a very poor foul from Arias. Basically, Grealish doing a really good job holding up the ball, and he wasn't getting anywhere close. Seemed rather annoyed that he wasn't doing much with it. It does look like, by the way, that it's starting to rain down pretty heavy at the Molineux. When they zoom out, you can't really see it. When they zoom zoom in closely, it's more obvious. All right. So according to Gaspipe, either come on Burnley is just the hope that United lose, or it's a score check opportunity. So let's have a look. Yep, just a goal scoring opportunity. Oh no, just trying to troll us into a score change, but no. So Everton went for a back post cross to Taki, but a little bit too heavy. So it's going to be another throw in for... another goal kick for Wolves. It looks like it's starting to bucket down in the Midlands here, but the game goes on. So Wolves are going to play through the middle here, or play out from the back through the middle. And the one-touch pass from Wang Hee-chan was comfortably overhit on his left foot, and a throw in to Everton as a result.
Don't suppose... did you find out whether he got a yellow for that?
I don't think he did. I'll check again, but I don't think he did, which was odd to me because it was a very cynical challenge. Yeah, no foul for it. You know what, though? Grealish would have got a yellow if he complained. To our point. So again, Everton now playing a pretty a high mid block, but they're not always pressing the center half. They're waiting for them to play through the middle and having... So it was more like a 4-3-3 out of possession rather than the 4-4-2 we used to see, with Ghana Gay and Dewsbury-Hall supporting Beto pretty high up.
Res ipsa loquitur ad infinitum.
So that was a very strange free kick given to Wolves there. Looks like maybe they called a handball on Dewsbury-Hall, but not too much going on. So there's going to be a free kick for Wolves here at 40 and a half minutes. Going to the back post, not well weighted enough for Taki not to get there first. Who wins the header, goes out wide left, but João Gomez gets to it next. His cross is a little short. So Everton have it on the counter-attack through Ndiaye, who's taken on 1, 2, 3, and Wolves are going to try and take him down, but they held his shirt, but it wasn't a foul given. O'Brien does well on the interception there. James Garner to Garner Gay. Dewsbury-Hall finds it, goes to O'Brien, tries to take on 2 players, and it's a bit of a scramble there. Everyone's wanting a free kick, but looks like it's a throw into Everton in the end. James Garner decides he doesn't want to take it, gives it to Jake O'Brien. And they get a look for a short passing option. O'Brien's not sure where he wants to go.
I would just like to point out, I find it rather amusing that as it stands at the moment, okay, so they could turn it around. If Spurs turn it around and win against Bournemouth, they'll be back to on track for 100%. But by tomorrow, when there's that game between Arsenal and the other team, it's going to only one, unless it's a draw in which neither of them, no team is able to have 100% record. You know, when they go, oh, they've won every game up to press, because at the start of the season they tried to keep going, and literally nobody's doing that. It's quite amusing to me, at least.
So we don't like the syndrome of tall poppies, huh?
Well, you mean just because is it envy, jealousy? Like I don't want anyone else to rise.
If we can't win, no one wins.
Yes.
Well, look, in a different sport, but the Australian Football League is incredibly competitive this year, and it's a dogfight for basically the entire league. One team won one more match, I think, than everyone else, and it was really competitive the whole way through, and it's great to see, rather than one team just clearly dominating. So I don't mind having a competitive league, and occasionally it's nice to say that someone is undefeated because it says how difficult and incredible the result is. But if it's all the time, then it's a matter of a weak league that someone can dominate so often. So winning all the matches doesn't matter as much.
It appears that no, it doesn't. Sorry, it was a glitch.
All right. So Everton holding on here. We're getting close here to halftime. Wolves are out on the left-hand side. Jake O'Brien doing well, forcing Wolves to start again. But Everton are penned in their half. Wolves going out wide on their right now. Jack Grealish chasing. But again, Everton pretty comfortable in their mid-block. Only, in this case, Grealish or Dewsbury-Hall. Only one of the Everton players fully chasing, waiting for Wolves to get past basically the first line of defense, and then Everton are shutting it down. So a couple failed passes here, and Wolves are starting again.
If Phil Gaming 47, agree 100%. It's enshrined, policy-driven stratification of the league, and it's just about like the Pareto principle or the rule of 4 or whatever. You know, all these business things, and because it doesn't matter who wins. It's all about Europe and the TV money, etc., etc. I'm with you 100%, mate. And if you've seen me go on rants in the past, 100%, 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I want to just solely say that TalkSport makes excellent content, but I think I forgot what's his name again. The old Crystal Palace owner. I think Texter? I liked his point.
Jordan.
Simon.
Peter
no, not
Jordan.
Simon Jordan. Not Simon. Jim White. Simon Jordan. He was talking about saying there's two different things. If you don't want this a nation state to come in and dominate the league, then don't let nation states own football clubs. But the likes of Villa are not in the same predicament that a nation state would be, and they're getting impeded when they seem to be doing the right thing.
Yeah, just the whole point is you shouldn't aspire. You should not have to hope to have the possibility of, and you don't even have a fair chance, a fair crack of it. But to even hope that there's an outside chance, it's flawed. It's fundamentally flawed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm getting comments about the guy, Simon Jordan. That's fine, but it was more the point that he was being very particular about the detail of saying, I don't think nation states, in my view, should be taking over football, but there's no rule splitting hairs between those two. And I think they should add something to that point to say, okay, if someone's willing to spend, maybe that's fine, but not letting nation states just kind of take over football, because that's not really part of the sport either.
This hypocrisy. Look. There's no grand conspiracy most of the time. It's just a coincidental alignment of selfish interests with very little oversight or checks or accountability. So what you have is just the enshrined continued stratification. Those in power with power to say that they control and retain more power get away with doing so. That's all it is. I mean, masters. Don't. No oversight for PGMOL or VAR. They issue statements. It makes very real changes. A lack of consistency in decisions. Yeah. It's for the spectacle, the narrative. It's about money, and the whole success of football is predicated on working class. And I'm not just on about the TV money because people are put the subscriptions. I'm on about the kids at schools and secondary schools who. Let's be honest, let's look at the cultural phenomena, just like sports scholarships in America and ethnic divides there. It's working class kids, like, for instance, working class people who join the army and rise to NCOs. It's working class kids who go to the after school clubs, who go to these things, and the parents who drive them and put their heart and soul into it. And it's working class kids who have the hope to make it to the youth teams, to go up. And of course, the odds and supply and demand, they get paid this. But the fact is that then the entire game is just packaged wholesale for commercial and corporate interests. It's appalling, the fact that people are being priced out of the clubs that literally the fan base. And the Crouch report, enshrined in a national inquiry into this, says that football clubs are community owned and they're only temporary stewards of the owners. And yet that just we've done the lip service of the report. Yeah, that's nice. Let's completely fucking ignore it.
Do we treat this as the ultimate segue that it is halftime for those that want the break? It is 2-1 Everton. Do we want to take a minute for a break and come back? Do you want to go over some high-level stats and I can go to talk to that? What do you think, Jan?
I think
we can talk about...
I think I'm getting a phone call off Ryan.
Well, we're philosophizing the wins and the losses. Yeah. So there is a question from Daniel Barton. I haven't heard about.
Is it a loan to buy option?
I've heard loan with obligation to buy. The details of these things, someone has an inside scoop. A lot of the time, we're not sure to believe it until it's happened. Let's say it's 8 million to Rangers. That seems very low, based on what we got him for. But we haven't given him, in my opinion, the opportunity consistently to actually prove himself. So he's felt stunted.
And he seemed like he'd integrated himself into a sort of a trajectory with where did we get him from? But he was.
It wasn't Benfica. Let me find him.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't particularly matter to me. The fact is, he had some sort of trajectory, and then we didn't utilize him. Was he poisoned? Like what's? Anyway, I should be back in a second. I can bring It sounds a little bit like I'm going to be waving a flag of St. George here, but I will bring in the white horror if you want.
No hammer and sickle today. Yeah, he was with Benfica, not. I think that's who he was. Oh no, Sporting. Sorry, Sporting. He was with. Anyway, I'll see if I can bring up some of the high-level stats to talk to. I'll see if I can find SofaScore while Jan's away. And in short, for those that are watching and coming in a little bit late, Everton scored the first goal through Beto, and it was credit to Mykolenko across the back post and a well-weighted and timed header from Jack Grealish, who kept his header onside and knocked it back in play towards Michael Keane and Beto. Beto got there first and nodded it in for Everton to be up 1-0. Wolves were able to equalise from a really quick play through the middle, and then they came down at Everton's right-hand side.
Ball on the right. Tarkowski was out of position.
Yep, and Keane was a bit too slow to get there.
And I think Pickford seemed to dither, or maybe expected Tarkowski.
And looks like Adam's awake for a late night viewing while out in sight. So saying hello and another assist from Grealish. And Peter's probably a little bit closer to my view than Ryan's view on Chimiti, saying we've fundamentally wasted Chimiti for goal poaching and never gave him a chance to play.
Everyone shut up. Who's the dog? Yes, Era, who I'm just going to go let out, so I'll leave you with that. Okay.
So while you're doing that, let me find some high-level stats to talk to and see if I can get up some of the Everton stats while we talk here. See if I can get this going. Share screen. And see what we have. So I'll put us up here. So according to SofaScore anyway, they're not thinking too highly of Jake O'Brien. I'm not sure he struggled that poorly, but maybe I missed something. So if anyone has any thoughts on where O'Brien's been struggling, feel free to add. I think it's been a relatively comfortable except for the goal. Everton haven't been that heavily challenged defensively. James Garner and Garner Gay have done a job. They haven't dominated the midfield by any means. Beto and Grealish being involved on the score sheet has given them higher numbers. Grealish has done quite a good job holding up the ball. Beto's had a couple well-timed options. Dewsbury-Hall has his influence. Looks like Jan's dog is taking over Jan's spot on the camera, which is nice to see. And it sounds like Chimiti's gone on a permanent deal, which is a shame for Chimiti, but if that's really where Moyes sees him, which is really what we need to consider now, it's Moyes' team, not any of the previous managers, then if that's where Moyes sees him, then so be it. If we look at the statistics for the match, I think that's not going to do it. Let's see if I can get some statistics. There we go. So we're looking at pretty even ball possession. So Wolves holding just a bit higher. Everton have more XG, which is no shock. We've had some big chances, 3-1. Everton have scored 2 of them. Let's see, other things that really stick out. Corner-wise, hasn't been that much going on. I think passes, a lot of possession has been from the back 3 of Wolves or the kind of back 2/4 of Everton. But I think Everton have had a little bit more possession further up the field in advanced positions, which is now thanks to Dewsbury-Hall, Grealish, and Ndiaye being able to pair up, as well as James Garner from time to time. Anything else? We're looking at the attack map from Wolves. So a lot on that left-hand side, and occasionally we saw their goal came from the right. On Everton's side, Ndiaye has spent a lot of time deep on the touchline, challenging in quite isolated positions, taking on 2 or 3 players. And then a lot of Everton's time and concentration has also been on the left, but not typically in advanced positions. Occasionally, Grealish will get into those spots, but it's not occupying a lot of time in those spots. But he is very, when we are there, we're making some inroads. That was where that second goal or first goal came from, off the header on the back post. If we look at other things, we look at a pass map. I think this is, I'm trying to remember if I can read this correctly, but looking at 37% of the passing on the left-hand side, which based on this meaning Wolves doing a lot of passing in their back half, and then if possession is about 50-50 and Wolves are doing a lot of the passing in their back half, that means Everton are a little bit more advanced with the ball, and that would also be Michael Keane and Tarkovsky probably occupying a lot of that 19% for Everton there. And we have Jan back, so we can look at stats or we can just pull this off.
No, that's fine. I mean, look, Wolves aren't Southampton or Leeds. Absolutely not. You know, I'd argue that, you know, we've consistently had games that have been, you know, both teams to score multiple chances, very open. They are a team that is capable. I mean, you saw it last season. Their form was a bit patchy, you know, home and away and stuff. Compare the two. Was it last season or the season before? But they're capable of, because it's not just a smash and grab. I don't want to call it that, but they're capable of doing that, aren't they? They can turn up anywhere, or anyone can go to the Molineux, and you can be like, "Oh, we got our pants pulled down here." A little bit. They've had that ability.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the players that have done that in recent times, you think, what's his name? Pedro Neves. You think of you've had Ait Nori there for a little while. We've had Strand Larsen is currently out. You've had Mateus Cunha and Pedro Neto. So they've had some excellent players for them.
And Jota as well, wasn't he there?
Yeah, Jota was there a little while ago. And then I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that there's been quite a few players that have come through Wolves. A lot of Portuguese stars in particular.
Yes, they have. They've had that. They have had that style of football where they, you know, they bring in some very fast, skillful wingers, and they're very much attack. You know, it's like we've just got to go that way, and they do. And I mean, yeah,
they
I'm
like
not
the
saying
left-hand side typically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could say
yeah,
that.
I think I mentioned that Wormy, but yes, Ait Nori as well. And there's been it's been interesting. There's been quite a few players from Wolves going to City. We had who was their central midfielder? Why am I forgetting names now?
Sarabia? No.
No, not Sarabia. Who their the central midfielder that played on the wing for them for a little while last year. It wasn't Kuhn. Oh, jeez.
Went to United.
No. We're talking the Man City guy that moved, and he was a bit of a flop for a while and had a few games. Yep, thank you, Nunez or Nunez.
I don't know. It depends if it's got that.
Mateus Nunez, I think. Yeah. Well, there now. There's when it comes to what's it now? 11 p.m. on a Saturday night for me, player recall, and I'm thinking, what was that Wolves guy that sounds like the other Wolves guy that isn't? And
I know. I mean,
there's a lot of Pedros, and it's fine, but it's sometimes you get, unless you follow them really closely, you get them mixed up.
All right, Daniel, forgive me for asking this. Go on then. How old are you? Because we've all got mates in. Anyway, unfortunately, we are not in any sort of position to advocate, promote, or direct or signpost anyone to any service that may be mentioned in the comments, unfortunately. Although morally, if purchase and subscription is not ownership, one might argue that piracy is not theft. Or an unjust law is no law at all. I don't know. You could argue these are statements that people have made.
And I just
look. We can turn it round, can't we? I'm just asking the questions.
I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions, bruh. Yeah. So, shall we talk about half time? I don't know whether you will obviously have not had first-hand experience yet, unless you've sneakily flown trans globally, or whatever. Oh God, sorry to alienate people. I used the word trans there. You have not come over to the Hill Dickinson Stadium and seen the plaza is amazing. It's falling into place a little bit with vans and fans coming in there and working up a schedule, but it's still very crowded. You know, there's a lot. But it is quite nice to go in. There's been already a sort of, I wouldn't say a decline, but people are starting to realize what you can and can't do, where you can go, and what you do. And the whole concourse, the atmosphere is quite exciting. And I think a lot of the majority of fans, it doesn't have the sort of encroaching Bower-like cauldron bear pit that you get at that you had at the Berlin ground, you get at Stamford Bridge, and you get at old stadia that I mean, okay, it might be an old and a classic and a red brick to a certain extent, like Villa Park, but it's not an enclosed, intimidating place. Goodison is. The Hill Dickinson, it doesn't have the structural intimidation that Goodison did.
A little bit too sanitized. I could ask my BBC presenting version of what I would ask to Jordan Pickford. Oh well, what you know what I'm talking about, right? We're like the really high level, not specific questions. How do the two stadiums compare, Jan? You've gotten to see the bear pit, where the crowd is right upon you. It appears that it doesn't have that feeling. It's a beautiful stadium. It's loud, but do the players feel they're right on you, or they're a little bit further back compared to Goodison? It looked beautiful off the camera, but how have you felt so far going to match day?
I have sat in my seat, which is front row, so it feels pretty close.
Pretty close.
And then I went and sat in like the West thingy for one of the Legends game. So yeah. Anyway, I just want to speak. We were talking about the comments. Daniel, I'm just ever so slightly older than you. Yeah. I spent a lot
And
of
guess
my
who's
life
good
in and around Liverpool.
So,
I've got to have a bone of contention with Emma, because right, technically, okay, I live on the Wirral. It's a little bit hurtful, but I'm gonna let it slide. Let it slide.
we're giving you flack for not being a real Scouser or something. We're doing all that again.
Just because I like to do voice work, and I don't know, studied English and etc. And I've moved around as a kid, and now I'm like, good evening, this is the BBC News at 6. This just in. Rupert Amorim.
Well, so they're showing preparation for the second half here at the Molineux, and there's a lot of yellow ponchos and miserable-looking Wolves fans just waiting around for the kickoff. So probably a pretty wet and gross afternoon.
Again, I've said the same thing, Phil. I've said the same thing. We've been. I don't want to use his name, but it was sort of. I was going to say Bill Kenwright, but we have been L4's home for the estranged, beleaguered,
the waifs and strays again.
Yeah, this is what I mean. We have been.
Well, here's the thing,
the nursing home for the
Jack Grealish is a waif and a stray, and look how he's done.
No, I'm talking about Dele Alli, the late Sylvain. Okay, some of them have been good, but the fact that we set up this atmosphere of Ashley Young and players that have just come from. I mean, come on, we have had a bit of a penchant for that.
Okay, Dele Alli, Delph. There's a few for sure, but I don't think it's fair.
Back and what really did he do?
Okay, I don't think it's fair for Ashley Young, because I think he served his purpose. I don't think he deserves to be put in that conversation. Everton. Oh, gone again. Is it 3-1? No, it looks like it's offside. So Illiman and Ndiaye there. Looks like it was an offside situation where it was. I think he was offside when Garnegay was striking the ball there, but. And he's claiming for a handball. So we'll watch the replay. So Garnegay does a really good interception. There was a overload for Everton. Takes a strike. Ndiaye was definitely offside, but the Wolves player looks like maybe Totti was jumping to make the block. His arm was behind his body, probably hit his back elbow. But again, we don't want to say, well, they gave it to in my opinion. Hey, well, Tarkovsky got that call, so why don't we get it? He was definitely offside, and that it could have been called handball, but it wasn't. I don't know if they're going to do a VAR check, but it's probably, in all honesty, it should just be called offside to Ndiaye and move on. But a promising interception from Ndiaye, and Everton had a lot of players forward for that overload. So really exciting to see that Everton are trying to get us up to 3-1 and really trying to break open this game early and have that 2-goal cushion.
It's rather amusing to note, I don't think we covered it, that in the United game, after half an hour, Matheus Cunha came off. I don't know. I'm not trying to be Schadenfreude or something, and laugh at United's misfortune, but I don't know whether that was a tactical thing, but it seems like it would be an injury substitution.
Sorry, for who?
Matheus Cunha. Xerxes came on.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he was right at half time. I would imagine that's a tactical
No, it was
move
31 minutes.
calling out Cunha.
Yeah, no. 30, about half an hour in, Xerxes replaces.
Oh,
Matheus
yeah, that's
Cunha
definitely
because
has
of
to be
an
an injury. There's no way he's getting subbed off that early.
No, he's injured, which is obviously another concern for United that they've paid that money.
Yeah. All right, so Wolves have it doing a crossfield ball out to the right-hand side on the right by the corner flag. And knocked it back to win. Everton did well winning the header there by about right around the halfway line. So Beto had the touch a little heavy, so it's going back to Wolves. They're coming through the middle now with João Gomez taking a strike from way outside the box, and Pickford had time to let it go wide.
Look, Lila, if you can put in a good word and get me a sort of a match day box in there to sort of to stream, follow Everton live from the Hill Dickinson, because that's what they've got, all
Like this one,
the high tech
like
5G. Look, just that really would be the People's Club, wouldn't it? No.
All right, so Wolves have it again. The back three looking on who's going to take it. They go out on the right side, go out to the right wing back here. Chased down by Mykolenko, forcing the turnover, and Garner Gay with the interception goes to James Garner, out to Tarkovsky. O'Brien has it now. Trying to do a little chip pass out to the wing there, and Totti knocks it out, and then Jai's gonna give it to O'Brien for the throw-in. O'Brien goes long, only hits the Wolves defender for a header, and back in Wolves' hands. Again, kind of building up from the back, but not too many options. Beto doing a good job pressing, but it's only him at the moment. And Wolves doing another long hoof ball. Taki doing well, winning the interception there. Garner Gay with the second header. And again, back with Wolves, though, around the halfway line. So it's quite a flat game at the moment. João Gomez trying to win it through the middle. Looks like it went off the referees, so they have to stop play. I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Michael Oliver looking a little bit frustrated, and I think, in all honesty, João Gomez had a good passing option going on, and it went off the referee's leg, and he accepted he was in the wrong spot. And Wolves have possession as a result, kind of back in their half, and going back to Jose Sarr. Dewsbury-Hall doing a good job chasing. Just how does Totti do? Holds just enough. Goes back to Sarr with a pretty poor lob through the middle. James Garner winning the header, but no Everton player there to win back off the header, so it's back to Totti. Yeah, a lot of conversation in the chat about Schmidt still, and saying that Dyche ruined him. And in all honesty, I don't think that's the case. I just don't think, from what I've seen, that he was given consistent time to prove himself. Like on a match like this, I think he'd do just fine. But guess what? I'm not the manager for Everton. Clearly, we don't get to see him every day. We don't get to see him in these opportunities to prove himself. All we can say is, well, when he has come on, he hasn't scored goals. It's usually late on. He's trying to make an impact, high energy, but hasn't converted his opportunities. It's usually late in tight games when we're losing. So if it's the option is to get him game time somewhere else and his career a bit of an advancement, happy for him to get it. It's just a shame it wasn't at Everton, And what I'm expecting you to say, Jan, is just another striker that's come in, been burnt out and booted out again, and Everton have that track record of basically being the place for strikers to die.
Yeah, but the same thing is we did the same thing with Moise Kean.
Yep. Well, another player. There's been a few. Or you have the likes of the Lukaku's, Yakubu's, Saha. There's a few that have done well, but a lot of strikers have come in and it just hasn't worked.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out, Lila. Today marks David Moyes' 542nd match in charge as Everton manager, matching Howard Kendall's record.
That sounds right.
My point being, we didn't give them a chance. They go on. It's like an Ademola Lookman or a
Antoine Robinson.
Anthony, yeah. Who was the poor lad who died in the earthquake in Turkey?
Christian Atsu,
yeah, from Chelsea as well. You have to wonder. It's like, I'm not talking about on their ability, but I'm just saying we don't even give them a chance, and some of them go off and have, like you say, score for fun.
Oh, so it looks like Lila's slightly further ahead than us. James.
I love you, Lila. I really love you.
Nothing quite like spoilers for the team that were like, this content and Stan is clearly not as far ahead as you, but you know what? It looks like Dewsbury-Hall scores. Thank you for the spoilers, but you know what? I'll take a 3-1. Excellent. And don't be sorry. I'm glad you're excited as well. Look at that. Everton 3, Wolverhampton 1.
Does it match James Garner's strike?
It's a bit different because it was on the left. It was inside the box, running in on the left. I'd say Garner's is better, but it's not a poor strike by any means. So Garner Gay finds Grealish, who dinks it over to a underlapping run from Dewsbury-Hall in the middle and belted in the top left corner. Beautiful goal. And you know what's amazing? Grealish has another assist. Jan? 2 assists again. 2 assists for... This is ridiculous. He's got 4 assists in 2 Premier League matches now. If you're in FBL, get him. I dare you. We are the Goodison gang. So what's the Jack Grealish song? Do you know? Is it one from Man City that we're meant to sing?
I don't know. I left the Denby and the Vernon and around that area quite early after the Brighton game because I needed to get back home.
Or are we on the piss shit Jack Grealish? No?
I don't know. Look, it's not. It seems like it's too obvious for me to rhyme dibbling with dribbling. It's just,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Or do we call him Jack the Knife instead of Mac the Knife?
I don't know. Jack the Knife sounds a little bit like a questionable practice, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something because this, if we're talking about expensive purchases right now, I mean, look, Dewsbury-Hall, credit to him, absolutely. But the fact is, Grealish is, again, key to all of these goal-scoring opportunities for Everton now. Do I need to check the scores? Yes, I need to update it. So for those that are new to our stream today, it is Everton 3, Wolverhampton 1. Do you want to go over the goal scorers and what's happened, Jan? Or are you happy to just say, look at us for 3-1?
Very early on, there was a goal by Beto, which was sort of on the right channel, about 40 yards out. Mykolenko left-footed it to the left-hand edge of the 6-yard box, and it was headed across goal by Grealish, and Beto and Keane rose for it. Beto got his head and dinked it down 1-0. We were in front then. That was about 6 or 7 minutes. We were in front until about 20 minutes when rather poorly our older centre-backs were caught out for speed, and Munetsi bombed down the right-hand side and crossed a ball in, and there was just a coincidentally sort of failure to follow a man, failure to cover the space, and Pickford not coming to claim the ball in the right way, and Hwang Hee-chan actually scored quite a good goal. And then there was about 10 minutes later, God, what was the other goal? Ndiaye.
Yep, Ndiaye. How am I blanking on this one too? What's the time? It's 11:20 at night for me. So if I'm a little bit sluggish on my commentary, there's a reason. Yeah, so the Ndiaye one was set up by... That wasn't a Grealish assist. He was involved in the build-up. I'm trying to remember who set him up, actually. But Ndiaye got our second one, and the third was by Dewsbury-Hall. An excellent finish. Coming in on the left-hand side. He came in from the center there and did an undercutting run or underlapping run with Jack Grealish, who did a little opposite foot, so his right foot chip, a little chip pass.
Yeah, and the ball came across, and he came in from the far post on the right, and yeah,
that was Ndiaye's one. So Hwang Hee-chan looking for a cutback, but Dewsbury-Hall does a really good job intercepting and knocking back to Pickford. So Everton, Beto might be in on goal here. He might. Oh, he's overran it.
No. No, hang on. We would have heard from Lila.
No. Yes, you know why? Because he couldn't keep it in. Looks like there might be a score update though. Come on, Burnley. They have equalized.
I was waiting for that, because that's the kind of only thing I can really add, was that it's been a goal.
Yep.
But there you go. Lyle Foster shot centre of the box. There we go. The thing is, we're cheering this on, right? And I suppose for any team, if you're going to bank on and have confidence that you're going to succeed in points, etc., you want other teams, especially because United finished 15th. You want them to draw, because it's least aggregate points available out there. I get it, but do we expect United to be I don't suppose there's a low, but just while it comes up, where do you think United are going to finish this season, mate?
I mean, if you watch from match 1, you'd say in the top top 10. Right now, I'd say 15th again.
It's
sorry. I would love to be an away fan right now. At the Molineux, screaming in the rain with a bunch of obnoxiously delirious sweaty blues. It'd be an amazing time because we're watching Everton play. Look, a lot of this game and is we're playing a mid block, waiting for them to come through, intercepting, and we're having actual class in the front third. Wait,
it just sometimes you've just got to let people. Yeah.
Well, the comment section is there's an art form to it. There's and I think before I became I would be on camera here. I really enjoyed the comment section, and you could have a lot of dialogue with a lot of people. Peter Duggan's been a regular. I think Lila's been on here for quite some time. Gaspipe's come on more recently, and yeah, you had the Blues. We had what was it? Rod Ross was on here. There's all sorts of people that have been on for quite a long time, and you can actually have a lot of dialogue in there. And sometimes you come up with some zingers, and Kevin's another one that's been on a regular for quite some time. Looks like there's some substitutions going on. Let's see who. Fer Lopez. So Arias, Andre, and Chachua all coming off for. Let's see who their subs are. Rodrigo Gomez, Bellegarde, and Lopez. And United have gone up 2-1, it looks like. Oh, wait. It may actually be 2-2. SofaScore may have to do a review here, but it looks like it might be... Oh, gee. Yeah, it looks like it's 2-2. That happened really fast. So Mbermo looks like he scored on 57 minutes, so that came through quite recently. And the potentially Burnley have equalized very quickly, but it hasn't been formalized yet.
You can't make this. You can't make it up. Do you know? I don't really want to say it, but at this rate, I could get that. I could start to feel a bit deluded and go like, Champions League. Yeah.
Okay, so the Burnley goal was not didn't stick. It was probably one of those where it went in the back of the net. They pulled up a flag and they just had to remove the score. But it's tricky when you have these.
Hang on. I'm seeing a thing here. Who? Would this be the person that comes on and...
Okay, so to Gaspipe's question, I'm keeping an eye on SofaScore. Very briefly, it went from 2-1 to 2-2, but they didn't say who scored, and they removed the goal and went back to 2-1. So potentially it was like an offside. It wasn't included, but they quickly updated and then retracted the score. So it's still 2-1.
It'll be a mistake. It'll be a mistake.
You mean like an own goal for Burnley?
No, it'll be an actual digital, someone accidentally pressing the...
You think so?
The way the Opta statistics work, they sometimes they'll do it with a pass and it'll be somebody literally there just pressing a button over again, pass, and someone else does the change of possession and all this kind of stuff. It's really...
Yeah, okay. So a goal disallowed, basically. And that could be it anyway. All right.
Whereas in the Spurs-Bournemouth game, there seems to be pretty consistent Bournemouth pressure.
Grealish setting up Mykolenko here for another goal-scoring chance. Back post and just behind Ndiaye. A little bit annoyed that he couldn't feed him, but it was a tricky spot to find Ndiaye there, who was kind of tucked in between two Wolves defenders. Ndiaye has it. Little interception and a break opportunity here. Ndiaye on the right-hand side, just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Drops back to James Garner, back to Ndiaye. Does he take on one? He does, and he skins him. And he unfortunately scuffs his cut back into the middle, so it's going to be up for a throw into Everton from the Wolves clearance.
I would like to point out we've barely touched on the Sunderland-Brentford game, and that's because in so far 69 minutes of football, there have been 2 shots on target by Brentford, but they've only had 40% of the possession.
I remember in the comments for a moment that there was a penalty, but I'm not sure exactly what happened to that, because it looks like a missed penalty from somebody. From Brentford, they missed their penalty. So that was one of the shots. Grealish has it. Maybe there's magic happening here on the left. Takes on one. Has been fits and starts. Gets past him. Oh, I just love watching Grealish play. 1-2 with Mykolenko. Goes back to James Garner in the middle. And they're going to do a little switch of play here to O'Brien. Finds Ndiaye. We have players that can actually take on defenders right now. Isn't that amazing, Jan? I know we're so used to a lower standard, but I'm actually watching our wingers take on players and pulling a second defender, and they're not sure what to do, and it opens up the match. It's amazing. It's like we're playing football again, Jan. You know? You're on 67. Yeah, I'm at about 67.45. Blue Stew. We've completed football.
My argument being, if it's a part of the body that would be done for a foul or a disallowed goal, such as here, it doesn't count as being offside, does it? If you can't score or play the ball with it, it's ridiculous.
Oh, we're going back to handballs again.
If you have to get down to use judgment on like such a fine thing, then it's onside.
Yeah, and I don't know. I can get excited about that, but I'm just tired of that conversation because it was so obviously to me not if people are saying you lean in. No, you leaned in to try and get your chest. With your arm behind your back, you're not trying to hit your bloody arm.
Yeah.
But
the point
it's not going to change anything at this point. So I'm just kind of trying to move on from it and hopefully it isn't brought up again.
Maybe to change the direction of the argument with VAR, and I don't know whether people would want to go and talk about it. Regardless of talking about the mistakes or the inconsistencies that it very clearly has repeatedly, the failures of it, because something should be clear and obvious. That's what it's trying to do, clear and obvious. Can we talk about how it is fundamentally failing in its design, which is what was its intended purpose? To speed up football and make it less clear and less ambiguous, and yet it's failing to do that. So address that.
Well, it's not speeding up the game, and it is not. In some ways, you're able to document and do. Well, it's funny. In some ways, what they're able to do is do a more diligent check of a goal to see if there's anything in the build-up play. That is true. But then it's still the gritty, was it a foul or not, is still not clear enough. And the reality is in football, there is such a gray area on almost everything. I mean, a handball isn't even a handball.
The fact that it's left to one man's subjective thing when eyewitness testimony is so why can't they have a team of people like every other sport that looks for certain things? Do you know what I mean? Flags, calls, whistle, blow, something.
Do you really want NFL where they throw yellow flags on the pitch, Ian?
No, but what I'm saying is it can be quite easily addressed. Look, if there's a foul off the ball and then someone's on the edge of the box and then and it's quite a bad foul and he pulls it back and it's a red card, well, then you've penalised them by missing out on the goal opportunity. It could be addressed by VAR at the next break in play. You're off. That kind of stuff, the common sense of the game, because as somebody said there, it's not officiating, it's micromanaging. And again, it's imposing the structure of we run the football, same as the referees.
This just in. Looks like Anthony scored for Burnley. It's 2-2. This time it counts.
But Brun Larsen did get the assist.
He did. Okay, that hasn't come through on SofaScore, but that's fine. Each group has their own version of assist. FPL has their own. One of my favorite quotes that Darren's using: "Common sense ain't that common." And sounds like Lila's going to have a great day unless things change. With Michael Keane's defending at the moment, I wouldn't say we've got too much of a problem. Everton have been holding on pretty good here. There was a build-up on Wolves' right-hand side. Mykolenko blocking it. Keane doing well to keep the ball in, but a bit of a scramble in the box. His second recovery is good, though. Grealish trying to keep the ball in, but a little bit too far out of bounds for even Jack today to keep possession. So it's going to be Wolves here on just before the 72-minute mark. They're trying to cut in, and Jack getting thrown to the ground and getting a free kick there, and giving a bit of flack to what's his name, Fabio. I'm struggling with some of these Wolves guys. Number 28, who tried to take on Ndiaye and then took Grealish down to the ground with him. Yeah, and David Brewer saying about fresh legs. I haven't seen a sub come on yet, so maybe we're about to see something. But they haven't shown any Everton players warming up, so maybe we're going to have another 10 minutes while Yang gets a fresh pot of coffee or something. So
yes,
Everton go long. Beto doing a really good job winning the long ball there. Ndiaye has it, goes to Dewsbury-Hall on the right-hand side, finds Jake O'Brien, has the pass-back option to Garner, doesn't take him, finds Ndiaye, who takes on a player and wins a foul. Number 3, I keep forgetting his name for Wolves, but struggling with cramp there. So he's needing some assistance. Looks like he's in quite a lot of pain, but clearly just pulling down Ndiaye the entire time. And there'll be a free kick for Everton on the right touchline, about halfway into the Wolves half the pitch. But it'll probably be a little bit of break here while the Wolves left wing back gets some treatment. I'll see if I can get his name because I've been struggling with that all day, unfortunately. It is, what's it? Hugo Bueno is the person struggling. The Wolves fans are not looking impressed. It's cold, windy, miserable, and they're losing 3-1. I can imagine a lot of things, Peter.
Yes, it's looking like a positive performance. I mean, you could fault the fact that I don't know. There's not. You could pick apart any minor thing. The fact that yes, there was a bit of an instance of having Tarkowski and Keane seem a bit slow and caught out. But then again, I don't want to forget that when there's a game of football, there's always two teams. And Hwang Yi-chan, the Wolves forward, ran really quickly.
Look at Lila's post. I love that. Well, I haven't seen Lila in the chat for a while, but she's been on fire. It's great.
Yeah, do you want to help me like inject some very dark humor into like a script I'm writing, please? Just get in touch.
Yeah. So talk about some substitutions. Wang Hee-chan is coming off. Maya Wolf and Kaladzic are coming on for Wolves. I think that's probably their 5th sub, so they're right about done. But Adressagana Gay and Beto are coming off for Barry and Tim Iroegbunam. So good opportunity for Iroegbunam to continue his good form that we've seen in the last week or so. Coming in when James Garner was playing left back, he was the odd man out with Mykolenko coming back into his position. So glad to see Iroegbunam come in. We'll see him in a high pressing role for the remaining 15 minutes. And we'll hopefully see Barry get involved.
I'm incredibly happy. The thing is, though, as a very sensitive Evertonian who's very much been embroiled in the trauma of the last few years, I don't know how much faith I've got in it lasting. I want to. I've always got faith. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I go, yes, I trust you. I trust you, Everton. Like, bend me over again. Do it. Like, you'll do it. You'll be gentle, won't you? Like, and it doesn't matter how much faith I have. Like, and how they're going to get
when
there.
Everton touches you, Jan.
Whenever. I'm done. You win. You win.
Oh, right now I'll let Jack Grealish do things.
Once Everton's touched you, nothing's the same.
I think of the Simpsons line, "Can't sleep, clowns will eat me." But we'll go back to the football rather than us being in a cracked up state. So Wolves have it through the midfield. James Garner is moving a little bit more advanced now with Eric Boonham. I think they're playing more of a flat 3, but no, sorry, it's still a 4-2-3-1. So Eric Boonham is taking the spot of Garner Gay in that deep central left spot. To be a throw-in for Everton here at about 77 minutes and 25 seconds. A throw-in towards Barry here. Well held by Grealish. That was amazing. And no foul to... Wait, they didn't give a foul there. He took on 2, got hacked in the thigh and knocked out of bounds and no free kick. Amazing. Yeah, exactly, Peter. How is that not a free kick? Well, the reality is Grealish is taking on that many players. And I haven't seen Dibbling come on. Have you, Jan? I don't think so. We've only seen Barry and Eric
no,
Boonham
Eric Boonham's come on for Gay and Tierno Barry's come on for Beto. And they were surprisingly late by Moyes because normally, he normally makes a substitution a bit earlier. But the fact is, he's clearly had. We went in on top. We've come out on top and scored another goal. So clearly, it's that whole thing of don't change it if it ain't broken. Oh dear, what's going on here? What do you mean? Oh dear.
Wolves have gotten a second goal. Sorry, I was trying to update the score and did not. Because Brentford have gone ahead 1-0, but Wolves, while I was doing so, have scored a second goal. Looks like it was set up on their left side. Wang Hee-chan. No, Wang's off. They went down Wolves' left-hand side, and it was a deep one to the back post, and Mykolenko gets completely pantsed, not watching his back post, being flat-footed. And who's number 21 for Wolves? Came in and knocked it back post. Really poor defending from Everton here. Mykolenko seems to have not known the right winger was right behind him.
Rodrigo Gomez.
So Rodrigo Gomez is the goal scorer for Wolves. It is now 3-2. So just when Everton had a bit of clearance, it's become game on for the remaining 10 to 15 minutes of this one.
I think you could probably go for more like 20 with the referees that we had. We had 7 minutes of added time at Bramley Moor the other day, which was
Wolves are not Liverpool. It won't go that late. Yeah, so Peter's right. We didn't block the cross, but Mykolenko and Keane seemed very lackadaisical, flat-footed, not really aware where the players were coming in. Because that was a well-timed run, but Mykolenko's had a few of these over his time. We're not really knowing where that back post runner is, but let's be honest, that is one of the toughest things for a defender to do, is to be watching the ball, running in, watching the center half in front of you to try and read the ball, trying to figure out where the keeper is, and going, oh, by the way, you've got someone in your back post. It's a tough challenge, and a well-timed run from the winger will do that, but he was still not positionally aware of where his man was, which is more important than knowing if Keane can get to the ball. Your job is to cover the man and the runner, and he missed it. Simple as.
And as you said that, though, Sunderland have got a penalty, and it's 1-1.
Oh, they do? Okay. Cool. What's his name? Elefeu?
Delafeu?
No, Enzo Lafie
Look,
is the guy.
we are Everton. We don't make it easy. Even when we make it easy. It's not easy. It's easy.
It's easy.
No. Sorry, was it all together now? Easy.
All right, Wolves are coming down on Everton's right-hand side. The goal scorer has it, comes into the middle, finds João Gomez, switches it out. Looks like, was it to Bellegarde here? A pass through the middle, but intercepted by Keane. James Garner, poor pass towards Dewsbury-Hall. Looks like he may have won a foul, but no. Ref says play on. But it is back to Wolves. Jose Sarr has it now. Looks like Totti has it, and then it's back to João Gomez in the middle. Switches it to Wolves' right-hand side. So they're going to come down on Wolves' right. Little 1-2. Eric Boonham chasing in towards the middle here, but Wolves still have it. So switch the play out to the left. Everton seem well set up behind the ball, though. Dewsbury-Hall chasing. Now back to Tiana Barry. Grealish up. Now Dewsbury-Hall's going to join. So Wolves have Everton penned in here. Now back to Wolves' left-hand side. Across through into the middle to Kolasinac. Does a well-weighted chest there. Mykolenko clears, but not well enough. Back with Wolves. A backfield cross. And O'Brien does well to head it out. And Michael James is right. Right now, Wolves have all the momentum. Kind of a nervy moment here. That was actually quite a good cross to the back post, and Everton did well for clearing it. Yeah, I was about to say 7 extra minutes. You can't be in the future, but 7. We're about 83.5 minutes plus extra or injury time, basically, or stoppage time. Yeah, Ndiaye is starting to drop deep, as Peter says. I think this would be if Moyes trusts Dibbling, which I guess it might be a little bit tricky this early on in this kind of game. Oh, meanwhile, let's just enjoy Grealish taking on 2 to 3 players here. We've got a counter-attacking opportunity here with Barry. Has Dewsbury-Hall inside. He's just going to go to the corner flag to drag some players and wins. Should be a free kick here. Yep. He saw the contact coming, turns his body, accepts the contact and comes down and does a really good job. And I agree with Emma. Changes are needed. Jan, where do you see the changes right now? What would you like to see differently?
Honestly, I don't know. You don't change the back four without risking jeopardizing the solidarity of it, whether it's solid or not. And who'd you bring on? Alcaraz potentially. I mean, Dewsbury-Hall's on a yellow card, so he can't maybe risk the same thing. But then Alcaraz can be that sort of high energy.
Well,
I
think
know.
you probably want to see Ndiaye come off base or something like that. The other option would. I don't want to take James Garner off. I think, maybe Charlie for Dewsbury-Hall is probably the right call.
I'm not exactly a footballing genius.
You're doing your like Kermit the Frog, but I don't say anything and sips his coffee.
It's not easy being blue. Wait, hang on. I can do a bit of Kermit.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit.
Yeah,
it ain't easy being blue.
From a tactical side, I think Dewsbury-Hall has been battling. But I think
Gay's come off for Irabunum. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's correct. He came off for a little while ago. Eric Boonham's been in that left central midfield role with James Garner. I think at this point, Ndiaye is probably ready for a sub off. It's just a matter of do they trust Dibbling in that position. I think that's the main worry right now. You're not going to touch the back four, and you've done the other subs that you're going to do. You're going to keep Jack on. Let's be honest. You're not going to bring on. You might bring on Dwight McNeil, actually, just from a right midfield, because he's a little bit more defensively reliable. Maybe you see that.
Marcel Depré. The Everton squad would be a disaster of a dog walking business. They constantly fail to keep hold of a lead. Hey.
Well, I don't want to jinx us yet, but they haven't let go of the lead.
We've
don't wanna
let
jinx
the
that.
we've let the lead go run rather taut.
Yeah, well, we've shortened the lead, but the lead is still.
It's 50p
At
5p time. Sorry, is that lost on you?
Sorry, I was checking scores. I wasn't listening.
I would say, is it lost in translation, but is it lost in conversion?
Oh, is it met? Was I taking
No,
too many feet?
It's 50p 5p time.
Oh, yeah, that's lost in conversion to me. Sorry, I know what pence are, but
yeah, don't worry about it. Might not be appropriate for a daytime audience.
Oh, good. So Ndiaye's helping Grealish on the left-hand side here with Tim Merrick-Burnham, who's a little bit slow to the pace of this, and Wolves are definitely up for it. You can see a little. Oh, so João Gomez is lucky to not be getting a yellow card. When you see this, you think, why isn't there a decision being given? But looks like Jack Grealish is about to get subbed off here, so maybe we see the likes of a Dwight McNeil coming on. But Grealish has done a really good. But he's been excellent for us. I think man of the match comfortably. I don't know if you see anyone else, Jan, that deserves those credentials. I think Charlie Alcaraz is coming on for him though, so he's going to be on the left-hand side, or potentially he goes to the right and Ndiaye swaps over to the left. We'll see. Yeah, I agree with Daniel. I think keeping his head, not doing anything too foolish. Well, he's brought Everton back from the dead. Looks like an offside against Wolves here on 88 minutes. So a respite from the for Everton. And we'll see what happens here with well, look at Cunha. So Michael James, can you elaborate there? I know he came off early, so maybe he's injured. Is that what you're saying? And I agreed, Martin. Man of the match so far.
You mean Cunha at United?
Unless there's a new Cunha and they just keep manufacturing them at Wolves.
Well, this is the nail-biting time, isn't it?
Yep. That's why I don't cut my nails very often. Just so I'm... Look, it's hard to... If we're watching this match, it's not like I'm just sitting there browsing hypothetical info. We're not going to know for a while, are we?
No idea.
I imagine you'll hear probably in about a day, or at least at the press conference after. Hopefully they lose 3-2 in injury time.
If it's not bad, if it's not bad, you tend to hear sooner than if it's bad.
And the other thing now for Cunha and a lot of others is with the international break, you may not hear too much. They'll probably rest him because, yes, it's a World Cup year, but I imagine they'll also say this is a great time to just rest any injuries and not play it too dangerously. It is night. We're going into extra time now. We've got 6 minutes minimum, so we'll see how we go. Everton are up 3-2. Wolves got a late goal here about 10 minutes ago, so you can feel the pressure coming on, and Everton are definitely looking tiring now. And yes, Darren, 6 minutes. Well, for Gavin, I think the challenge we have is buying quick defenders is what we need until we get Branthwaite back, and then maybe that isn't the issue we have. Yeah, it'd be nice to have quick defenders, but that's not for this entire, or for years now. Yes, we've wanted quick defenders, but we want a lot of things. We want a right back, we want a right winger, we want a striker that can score goals, we want defensive solidity to replace Idrissa Gana Gueye either for next season or as he starts to slow, And with AFCON, there's a lot of little gaps. And agreed, we would definitely be better, especially when Jared Branthwaite's in the squad. We have the pace to play the high line and to have that coverage. Right now, we're getting caught out with the wide play from Wolves, and led to 2 of our goals. Realistically, part of that was an error by Tarkovsky. Part of that was an error by Mykolenko / Keane's interaction. Everton nearly in on goal there with Ndiaye trying to feed Barry, but Wolves did well. And we're now at 91 minutes and about 45 seconds. So Lila, who's going to probably tell us the final whistle before we know it, but she looks about 10 seconds ahead of me over here watching on Stan over in Australia. We're
Hey, Stan.
Hey, Stan.
Hey, Stan.
We're doing some South Park here. We're in Trey and Matt. All right, Wolves are building up from the back.
Do you remember that time we took LSD and went to that awards dinner in those dresses?
No, but I'm not sure Dominic Calvert-Lewin will want to talk about that day either.
The whole point is you weren't meant to remember it, Chris.
Yeah. I don't want to get led on or leaded on. So we're at 92 minutes and 30 seconds here. It's at the business end of this match. Keane does well there to win the header, but goes out to the Wolves player on the return. Charlie Alcaraz with a good tackle, out for a throw-in. 92 minutes and 48 seconds here. On Everton's left-hand side for a throw-in. Mykolenko chasing down Bellegarde, but Wolves decide not to go down that channel and do a switch of play. So it's going to be 10 men behind the ball with Barry, the sole member, chasing. Wolves is back 3, and they're going to start again. Eric Boonham looking to chase, had a bit of a wild swing there and wasn't able to win the tackle. Dewsbury-Hall now chasing on Wolves' left side. Everton have a lot of men behind the ball, sitting by the 18-yard box. Might be a chance in on goal here, Wolves. Wolves might have shoot. Oh, that was so close. Pickford had a great save, but the ball sprayed loose. And number 21, I can't remember his name. He, for Wolves, he just missed. And again, Everton are incredibly lucky.
Rodrigo Gomez.
So Bellegarde has a good strike from outside the box. I guess a curler with a bit of power bounce right in front of Pickford. And Everton got away with murder there. Yep, we certainly are. We've looked leggy for the last 15 to 20 minutes. And the Wolves got their second goal here. Everton have looked way too nervous.
They were a lot more quick.
Prior to that, Everton were in complete control.
They were a lot more quick and responsive in making the changes, which changed the tactics, and we were very slow.
We have McNeil Coleman coming on, which is interesting. Was not expecting that. But Illiman and Ndiaye is coming off, so maybe they're going to a back 5, or it's just going to be flooding the box. With that substitution, you imagine an extra 25, 30 seconds on the clock. We're right around the 95-minute mark here, though. So probably a minute to a minute and a half for Everton to hold on. I'll do a quick score check from around the ground. Sunderland are up 2-1. Bournemouth are winning 1-0 at Spurs. And Man United Burnley 2-2.
Isildur!
What?
It's Sunderland. I don't know. The stadium of the light of LND. I don't know. I'm just being silly because I like Lord of the Rings and all that kind of nerdy stuff. It was in the 6th minute of added time, injury time. Unbelievable. I wonder how many minutes we're actually going to get then with that sub.
I think it'll be 97 minutes. Bang on. The way Flash is talking, the match is over, and maybe it is. No? No, it's a free kick to Everton.
And it's a ridiculous goal, 4-2.
All right, we can scream optimism. Oh no, a Man United penalty. Well, I have Bruno in my fantasy football team, and he's my captain. I was crazy enough to think that they would have a reaction against Burnley. We're not seeing much, but down the corner flag, Coleman chasing. Looks like it's going to be a Son
It
trying to do a
is.
quick goal kick.
If anyone's got the Everton app installed, we have just all been notified that it is 3-2 full time.
It is it? Yep, just kicked in. So it's final. We held on for dear life, ladies and gentlemen. Members of the jury. Dewsbury-Hall, I suppose, with the winner today.
JD's and Lentilman. Yeah.
JD's and Lentilman. So I might check on who's doing post-match with me, but...
Okay, I do have to say that I'm just looking at a clip that someone has sent me of like the thing United stuff, and the United player strides into the box, very minimal contact, and just obviously, yes, his shirt is being tugged, but he goes down so easy, so easy.
Well, I'm glad Lila's having a good day. All right. Well, I think this is probably the end of this match, or sorry, the end of this content, because I've got to go set up for a match reaction because I have so much energy for more of this. Well, at least we'll go over some ratings, some of the high level of what happened in the match.
Before you go, Chris, who's joining you for a post match?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm just talking to myself, but in terms of separate videos and content, trying to add a post match to a 2-hour segment won't be easy for playback, so we're going to do a different video.
Right, everybody, here's a good idea. If nobody has said that they'll be joining you, Chris, I will join you, but I will need about a 5-minute break or something.
Yeah,
right?
I'll probably set it up to go live in about 10 minutes.
Everyone, it is 2 minutes to 5. How do you fancy joining us for about 10 past, quarter past? Go
Sounds
to the toilet,
good for me.
Celebrate, have a run around the garden, let the dogs out, bring the cats in, tell the neighbours to shut the hell up because they're going to get beaten tomorrow by Arsenal. Make yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a beer, whatever it is you do. If there's anything worse than that, please don't tell me.
All right. See you in a bit, everyone.
I love you, Chris, and I love you, everyone. We've had so many people watching along. Please do join us.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys.